There's always a crossroads that you can quit or you can dig in and you can make it and you can learn from it. I remember a time, this is really early on in my career. I was going to say early on, like it was the beginning of my career. So anyway, I had graduated from PT school. I was so excited to get a job, and I took my first job. I thought it was fantastic. It was an inpatient rehab job. It was a 70-bed rehab, and I was going to be a physical therapist. I was thrilled. And when I started there was 3 other physical therapists that were there, and I thought, this is great. I'm a new grad. They were experienced. I'm going to learn something, because there were also 3 physical therapy assistants and I think 5 aides that were there. And so they kept talking about Vermont. Like the 3 of them kept chattering about Vermont. And I remember we were sitting at the mat table, so we weren't very close. These are these low mat tables. And I'm new. I'm like there for 3 days. I don't really know them that well. And I was like, so Vermont, you keep talking about Vermont. And they're like, yeah, we're going to Vermont. And I was like, all of you are going to Vermont? And they said, yeah. I go, are you going on vacation? They said, oh no, we're traveling PTs. Now that you're here, we're leaving. And I was like, I just graduated. There's like 70 patients here that are being seen. Who's going to treat the patients? And they're like, you are going to treat the patients. And I was like, I can't do that. And they're like, well, you're going to have to figure it out. And they literally, that was like a Thursday, and on the following Monday, they were gone. And I had a choice at that point. I literally could have quit, because mind you, I just took the job. I'd been offered other jobs. I literally could have quit and just said, I'm not doing this. Or I could have said, okay, I'll see if I can do this. And so I kind of just dug in. I mean, my normal 8 hours a day were like 12-hour days, because there was no computers back then, which I'm showing my age, right? All I had were books. I brought all my school books in, and then like that day I would have seen a total hip patient, a total knee patient, a stroke patient. It was a general inpatient rehab, like a spinal cord injury patient. And I'd go through my books at night and I'd read, because I did the evaluation knowing I didn't do it well. I'd read to do it over again. And by pushing through, and it wasn't easy. This took me months to push through. They didn't hire another PT for probably 3 or 4 months. But the assistants, when they saw me actually really working so hard to learn it, the PT assistants came forward and said, I'll help you, because they'd been there a long time, and the aides helped me. And I learned something so major at that point, which was like, there's always a crossroads that you can quit or you can dig in and you can make it and you can learn from it. And now at that crossroads, because I was so naive, I didn't realize what digging in meant. Mm-hmm. But when I popped out the other end, it was a skill set I gained for life. And so if I dial it forward, I take a job working with Mike, and what am I responsible for? Billing and collecting. Never did that before. Like, I had to bill insurance companies CPT codes. So I got in there, and it was like, okay. And then one of the girls that was there said, who was doing the billing, she was doing all the billing, it's great. And she says, oh, by the way, I did all the billing. I billed the insurance companies, billed the patients, and this is my last day, remember? Yeah. She just like literally quit and left. And I was like, I've never billed before. I don't even know what I'm doing. But I think it was that skill set, which was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And this is where I say there's a mindset here, because as a business owner, many times you hit something, which is, I have no idea what I'm doing. Right. And you can either back away and quit, or just back away and just stay away from it. Or you can go, I have no idea what I'm doing, and move into it. And I think that if that hadn't happened to me early on in my career, if I had quit, yeah, I probably would have quit then and said, I can't do it, Mike. You need to get somebody else to do this. And I probably would have quit again and gone back to where I was comfortable. So, I was 21 when I first had that experience. So believe me, I'm sure I quit all the time before that. So anytime, you can gain the skill set anywhere in your career. Mm-hmm. You just face it, and I have no idea. I'm scared as hell, right? Yeah. Because if I fail, it's the income lines of our not just the business, but our household. Right? Yeah. What do people say? Fear, false events appearing real, right? And I just went for it. And it's only because I built a bit of that muscle power up. And that's just a mindset thing.
It's the old saying, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. And that's so true.
That is true.